Hello my loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. I hope you're happy, healthy and healing wherever you're watching from. Today we are looking at how will your future spouse describe you. This is a timeless reading and I'm not tapping into any certain timelines of how they are going to describe you. So whether it's before you get married to them or after, I just want to see how they will talk about you, whether it's at the dating phase or the commitment phase. So we're just going to take a glimpse into that. And I've set these piles up. I actually use the silver frames which I cut myself from the paper, and these papers are leftovers from the previous reading that I did, your future spouse's personality traits. So you know, if these papers look familiar to you, it's because I used those to make the envelopes for that one, and then I made the whole box and there were a lot of things inside. So today I thought I'd just use those very same papers just for the pile because I didn't want to waste them. So here you go. Since they are very small, I'll be inserting close-up clips so you can have an easier time selecting your pile. And this will be pile number 1 with the purple circle, pile number 2 with this silver foiled blue circle, pile number 3 with this pink circle. Yes, I've made all of these myself. I cut them myself. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to start with the prayer, and once I'm done with that, you guys can skip to your pile. If you guys want to skip the prayer, that's okay too. You guys can go and watch your pile directly. It's okay. But I just like to offer a small prayer to you, to your spirit guides, to your future spouse, because you're allowing me to read for you. So I just like to do this prayer ritual before every reading. So once again, this is pile 1 with the purple circle, pile 2 with the silver foiled blue circle with 2 flowers on it, and pile 3 with the pink circle. I didn't plan this, I just cut this, just like that, and I didn't know that there were 2 flowers in it, and you're also pile number 2. So yeah, we'll see what that means in your reading. Now take a deep breath, relax, and allow this reading to touch your heart. Allow my voice to relax you. Some of you might feel sleepy as you watch this because the energy and the vibe of this reading is very relaxing. That's okay. Allow yourself to be drawn to a certain frame, a certain pile here, whether it's this one, or this one. Let your eyes drift to any one of these silver frames or circles in front of you. Allow the energy of this reading to cleanse you. I am using the incense stick called cinnamon. So in my room right now, I can smell the beautiful smell of cinnamon. Maybe some of you use a cinnamon-based perfume. I don't know. I am being called to say that out loud. With that said, let's begin with the prayer. I call upon pile number 1, 2, and 3's divine spirit guides, angels, ancestors, higher consciousnesses that are watching over them. I call upon you with divine love. Please guide me through this reading. Please guide pile number 1, 2, and 3 to make their selection. I ask you to protect this reading, to protect my dear soul family who's watching this from any negative energies, any negative entities, any malicious intentions of people around them. I ask for this reading to be a soothing, relaxing, exciting experience. If there are any of you that are suffering from any kind of worry or anxiety, I ask for it to be cleansed. I ask for your energies to be protected in the spiritual realm. I ask for this space where I sit here in this room where I film to be cleansed so I can tap into my soul family's energy better. I offer my love, I offer my gratitude, I offer my heart to your spirit guides, to all divine beings that inspired me to create this channel, to create this reading for you. If it wasn't for all of you, this channel probably would not have existed. If there is anybody who's suffering from insomnia, I ask for their mind to experience peace and quiet so they can fall asleep tonight. I offer my love, I offer my condolences to those who have lost someone recently or who had a relative or somebody close to them pass away. I offer this prayer to the one who has passed away. I offer this prayer to those who have been with me throughout this journey. I offer my prayer to those who have loved me, loved my creativity. I offer my love and gratitude to those who are new here to my channel. And with that said, I will now begin all of your readings. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale out. I cherish each one of you, my dear viewer, my dear soul family member. I hope you know that there's somebody here who's rooting for you and cheering for you. As always, I'm sending you all of my love and light, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, my beautiful angels. If you chose pile number 1 with this purple colored circle, I don't know why I was gonna say square. But I stammered a little bit. The purple colored circle. I'm being taken to that lyric from a Bring Me the Horizon song. I think it goes along the lines of, because a square doesn't fit the circle, Give me a remedy, because my head wasn't wired for this world. Give me a melody, something something, and a square doesn't fit the circle. So I'm seeing that you could be a square and your future spouse could be a circle. Of course, this is in a metaphorical sense, where I am just saying that you and your future spouse might think that you guys don't fit together because you guys are not similar. You guys don't have similar tastes or hobbies or things that you like. But I'm seeing that your connection grows slowly. Your connection grows slowly. So your future spouse could be describing, like, if somebody, in the earlier stages where you guys might just be friends or you guys might just know each other, you know you're not, there's nothing romantic at all in that phase. I see your future spouse describing you as somebody, oh, pile number one, oh, there's nothing going on, like I didn't even consider them as romantic material, as a romantic potential, because, and I feel like you don't consider them romantic material either. I see that you could be attracted to them, but once you realize that, oh, there's a possibility that they are not attracted to you, I feel like it's like you pack your bags and you leave, because I feel like at that point in time, you guys have realized your worth and you're not going to waste time around somebody who is not attracted to you. Because why do that? You're like, why do that? That's redundant and meaningless. So that is why I'm seeing that you guys will not hesitate to walk away from your future spouse, but there is something that is causing your future spouse to kind of wake up. I keep saying future spouse, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I feel like I should be referring to them as a friend right now because it's like, oh, we have not gotten to that stage where we are serious about each other, where we are committed to each other. Now, some of you could be Scorpios. I'm just seeing a scorpion here in the paint. I'm seeing a tree. I'm also seeing a sun. Maybe that means something to some of you. I see that you have been hurt before, pile number one, by somebody toxic. This was a romantic connection. This was a person you were highly attracted to. But I just feel like either they didn't reciprocate or they hurt you and they left, like they did something and that it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. This person did not have good intentions for you, that's for sure. And I feel like when you tell your future spouse this story, they are not going to like it. Oh, for some of you, I'm getting that your future spouse could be a friend, a guy friend, a friend of the opposite gender that you have, or the same gender, doesn't matter. But your future spouse is a friend first, and even though they might be attracted to you, it's like you're dating somebody else. You're in this toxic connection, and then they see that, oh, there is no scope for them to be with you, so they don't pursue you. But the moment you're single again, I feel like they make their intentions clear. But I'm not getting that they're waiting for you to break up or something like that. They wish happiness for you, but at the same time they also want to approach you. So that is only for some of you, not all of you. So take that as it resonates. That is not going to apply to everyone. Your painting is turning out to be quite beautiful. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this there. Is there anything? This is just reminding me of an eye, and there's a circle here as well. I don't know why. I don't know why I did this, you guys. I didn't plan this silver frame, and this. I have a box where I keep all of the cutouts and paintings because I don't want to waste them. So I keep all of this here so that it doesn't get lost. And there's my paintings here, a lot of them. So everything is here in this box, and I was just taking a look at what should I use for today's pile. So I have a lot of like cutouts. Then I have this heart that I used for the previous reading, and these are the silver cutouts that I used today. So there's more, and there's another heart. So I keep all of this here so that it doesn't get lost, because I make all of the elements in every reading by my own self, my own hands. So I kept all of these in the box, and then I made this out of a sudden. I just got the idea to do it like this because I had those silver frames lying around. I'd cut them before, and I thought, oh, I haven't used those in a while, but you'll see them in my previous readings in the thumbnail. But I didn't use them for a while. So I feel like there's going to be like time, there's some kind of time space between you guys coming together in a romantic connection. Maybe you guys are friends for a long time. There's just this like time thing between you guys. And the reason why I said all that is because I don't take anything that happens in my readings as a coincidence. So the fact that I was going to put a heart on top of this, a small heart, but I was called to put circles, so I actually cut these circles before I filmed this reading. So for you got the purple one, and purple seems like an important color. Now usually pink is associated with romance, roses are associated with romance, but I feel like there is a deeper love here. And it's like your love blooms, and the deeper it gets, You know how the flush on somebody's face, they could look like a peachish color in the beginning, and as they blush even more, their skin will turn red like a tomato. So I feel like the pink turns into a purple kind of shade. Your love basically turns deeper as you guys get to know each other, as you guys get the chance to take your connection deeper. Maybe you guys will have 3 children, because I'm seeing like 3 distinctive dots. Usually I don't leave gaps, but I put water on the whole surface area, but I was called to not do that here, and this part dried up, so we have like a proper space here in the side here. Maybe you guys some of you could be Aquariuses. I'm getting that you guys do things in a unique way, and you guys could have had a lot of friends from the opposite gender, like you get along well, or you get along more with the opposite gender, and you guys. So I'm getting that one of your guy friends or one of your friends that is a woman has a crush on you for the longest time, but you never knew. You didn't think that they could have had a crush on you, but you end up marrying this person, and then that's your future spouse. So some of you have a love story like that. But let's see how your future spouse is going to describe you. So I shuffled the deck, and I'm already getting these 2 cards. I wanted to shuffle again, but Spirit is asking me these cards. So let's just see what they are. Wow, yes. 2 of Wands. Yes, your future spouse describes you as somebody who, you guys are like 2 peas in a pod, but you guys are very different. And then I feel like people might ask you, like, how did you guys meet? How did you guys fall in love? You guys are so different. You guys have different hobbies. And they might, talk to your future spouse, try to get advice from them, because you guys are very dissimilar. So people are asking like, how do you guys make it work? And I see your future spouse telling them that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as you guys are loving each other, as long as you guys are interested in forming a connection, interested in being together. All differences can become beautiful. Like, differences don't have to be a source of conflict or a source of separateness, a source of separation. Just because two people are dissimilar doesn't mean they have to, not be connected. It's more about understanding, it's about trust, it's about building love, it's about putting effort, it's about building the relationship slowly. And you see how these birds have like a branch of leaf in their mouths, and I see your future spouse telling these other people that we've built this together, we've done this together, we are equals. Like, we treat each other with a lot of respect. We don't there is no inequality in the relationship. And I see your future spouse telling that to these other people. Your future spouse is also highly defensive of you. So if somebody is going to say some shit about you to someone else, they are not going to let it slide. They are going to be like, what did you just say? Did you just say that about my pile number one? Do you want to die? Your future spouse is kind of extreme. Like, I feel like your future spouse doesn't back down from a fight, and they might punch the other person if they said something mean about you, if they said something rude about you. They'll just psh, maybe some of you don't like that sort of a thing, but I'm picking that up, so I have to say it. Like, your future spouse is going to be ready for a fight. Your future spouse won't back down. With the Tower reversed, I'm getting that your future spouse is so sweet to people that are good to them, right? Like, as long as you don't cross a certain line, your future spouse is kind, your future spouse is great. But the moment they slip up and they try to insert some kind of a snarky comment or something sarcastic that is aimed towards you, pile number one, they are not going to let this slide. They're going to be like, what do you mean? Oh, you think that's funny? Really? That's your humor? You think that's funny? That's a funny thing to say? Does that, it's funny to comment on pile number one's dress? You think that's funny? Like, they'll get aggressive very quickly. They are provocative. They are they don't back down from a fight. Like, they are not going to let it go. And I feel like if there's some people trying to attack you in a psychological way, verbal, your future spouse won't let it slide at all. Your future spouse won't let it slide. So I'm getting that song Vigilante Shit by Taylor Swift. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but you know how the first line of that song goes like, draw a cat eye sharp enough to kill a man. And I feel like that's very much the vibe of this reading and of this person, where they won't back down from a fight. Like, if somebody thinks that they can insert a snarky, sarcastic comment that's aimed at putting you down, pile number one, your future spouse is going to call them out. Oh, you think that's funny? You think that's funny? Oh, that's your humor? Really? What do you think you're doing? Like, your future spouse will respond with that. That's what I'm seeing here. Your future spouse also, I feel like people might be scared of how your future spouse might react if they say something negative about you, and it's like people are careful. Like, they're like, oh, you shouldn't talk about pile number one that way in front of your future spouse, even before you guys get married. I feel like that's the kind of vibe where people will just know that you guys are in love with each other before you guys know it. And because the way you defend each other, because of the way you protect each other, and it's like, wait, are they together? Why are they doing that? And everybody's like, oh, they're married now. Oh, we see how it is. It's that kind of a vibe. With the Judgment reversed here again, I feel like you guys are letting down your guard completely with each other. So you guys are not putting up walls. So I see that you guys are showing your inner child to each other, but you guys don't show that to the world with the Knight of Swords coming out reversed. I'm also seeing here that your future spouse might not be very talkative, or one of you is not very talkative. They could be quiet. So it's like they don't even say much about you, but whatever they say, it's always positive. But I'm seeing that if somebody tries to talk negatively about you, they'll defend you, you know. It's just that they might not talk about you a lot to other people because they don't like, I feel like they're very private, especially if your future spouse has Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is so private. They don't like anybody in their stuff, you know, in their life. They allow only close people. So I feel like your future spouse might not share a lot of the intimate details about your life with other people. They just watch out for, like, if somebody, you know, like if somebody trying to throw shade, they are going to put that person in their place. So we have two pages here with the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. With the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands, I'm getting that one of you could be playful, could be a fire sign, and then the other could be adventurous. I'm getting that both of you could be introverted or shy or don't like going out to too many places. Although one of you could love traveling, could love going out, could love adventure, and then the other person is more of on the emotional side, where they just want to sit in a room and connect with you. They don't really want to watch Netflix. They just want to look into your eyes and just drown in them, you know. Like that's the, like one of you is so romantic, like a dragon. I'm being taken to a dragon. I don't know why, but this water is just reminding me of a dragon. Maybe a future spouse was born in a dragon year, which is the Chinese astrology. They have different animals, and there's the snake year, there's ox year. What is 2023? I don't know, but I heard that. I mean, I read about that. So your future spouse could be connected to dragons in some way. Your future spouse is like, you know how dragons breathe fire? Your future spouse would breathe water, like that. And you might think, oh, water is not that destructive, you know, but water can be destructive. Like, have you seen the havoc and destruction that is caused by tsunamis, right? That's because of the water levels rising. So I feel like water can be destructive, fire can be destructive over a certain limit. The elements of nature can get deathly very quickly. Maybe you guys are Harry Potter fans, but with the water here, I'm getting that they will defend your honor. Like, they don't use their strength or power to diss people or disrespect people, but it's like if somebody is doing that to you, they are not going to let it slide. If somebody is doing that to them, they are not going to let it slide. I see that your future spouse has a good head on their shoulders. Like they have a good judgment of people, and they know what's going on. And I feel like your future spouse could have been gaslighted in the past because they were so intelligent, or this could resonate with you if it's not resonating with your future spouse. They completely forgot what I was saying, pile number one. But you see how this dragon is holding this cup, like the water dragon. I'm seeing a water dragon here. So I feel like they hold you very close. They're very protective of your energy first and foremost. So they hold you very close to them. They hold you very, very... It's like they want to just, you know, wrap you up in their arms. They want to squish you in a hug. If you are the feminine energy watching this, if you are a woman watching this, I see that your future spouse will look at you like a queen bee, like a queen, the queen bee, you know? Like, you know how Beyonce is like iconic and beautiful and known for her appeal, high S appeal. So that's how your future spouse is also looking at you. They're very attracted to you. But if somebody asks anything about you, they always articulate their words and their sentences in a way that is respectful of you and your privacy. I feel like privacy is something that's very important to your future spouse. They will not disclose too many intimate details about your relationship, and they don't like that. I feel like your future spouse is the kind of person that doesn't like that. So they are going to be very careful and form their sentences and words carefully, and they are not going to reveal too much. It's like they don't want to reveal their hand. They have eyes only for you. Pile number 1. If somebody tries to steal your future spouse or tries to seduce your future spouse, I see that your future spouse is going to be like, oh my god, really? You are trying to get me? And it's like your future spouse does not even care. Your future spouse is not even looking at that person. I feel like it's a third party or something, but they are so inconsequential. Like, they are so unimportant, this third party person, because your future, like, I'm getting that your future spouse's energy and everything is completely focused on you. So they are not going to look at this third person trying to create some kind of chaos or something, And you see how this Tower card, where this fish is kind of, I think it's the anglerfish, I'm not sure, but the fish and the bird is like facing each other, almost as if they are going to a fight, and then both of these cards are reversed. But here the bird has a sword, and then this fish actually lives in water, and the bird flies in the sky. So it's like your future spouse is the knight, and your future spouse flies above all of these criticisms and all of these lower vibrational energies, because they give them a headache, and they are just trying to fly above and protect with their sword, or metaphorically speaking, protect with their sword, and they'll just remove any obstacles or try to remove any negative energy and keep you away from gossip, and keep you, like, if they heard of somebody else talking about you, that they heard it from someone else, that someone else heard from someone else, that, and they heard something negative about you, they are not going to allow that to get to you. They inform everybody, like, don't let this news get to pile number 1. Like, they are protecting you in that way. I'm seeing a huge house. Some of you could be living with huge houses with white walls after you get married, like high ceilings. I'm seeing like a white decor, and it's beautiful. It's clean and beautiful. Or some of you could have black interiors. So some of you have white, some of you have black. But I'm not seeing any pastel-y kind of colors. I don't know why I was just shown that image. But that will resonate to only some of you, not all of you, obviously. Some of you like colors, so you might not go for a black and white interior. So this was it for your reading, pile number 1. Is there anything else? Lastly, your future spouse is coming to say that they will protect you. The higher self of your future spouse is saying that you need to hear this, especially if you have gone through a lot. And your future spouse wants to bring peace into your life. They don't want to bring chaos and drama. They want to bring play back into your life. They want to bring trust and surrender and ease back into your life. That is their intention. So if you meet somebody and they are causing chaos, drama in your life, that is not your future spouse. Because your future spouse will bring a lot of peace and comfort. That is why I feel like you might not see each other as romantic potential, because there's so much comfort, and that level of comfort is inherent in friendship. So, and then you guys realize, wait a second, I want this peace for the rest of my life. I love passion, but that it's important for you to have peace, and it's important for you to have a life that is free of toxicity and toxic people. So you guys are deciding to kind of date each other, and you guys go from there, and you guys find out that you guys are a perfect match. So that's what I'm getting for you. But very respectful, your future spouse is very polite. Like, I'm getting, like, if this is a man, they are a very dignified gentleman. I'm getting like the Nick Jonas. I'm being shown Nick Jonas, who's Priyanka's husband. He's part of the Jonas Brothers band. You know how he's so chivalrous. He opens the door for Priyanka, even though she has bodyguards. She has a whole team to do those things for her, but he still does them. And he's a great gentleman. So I feel like that's how your future spouse is going to be. Very similar energy to Nick Jonas. And if you see some of his interviews, like, people ask them, because they're a celebrity couple, right? So everybody's curious, like, what's going on. You don't see Nick divulge a lot of details about their relationship. Of course, they are a public couple because both of them are celebrities. So we know things about them because they're on the news all the time. But your future spouse is slightly more private than Nick, but the rest of the elements are kind of the same. So yeah, pile number 1, I hope you had fun watching this reading. I am booking personal readings now, so if you guys want a personal reading with me, you guys can email me, and my email address is in the description. It's mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. Yeah, if you like this video, consider liking. If you liked it, consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. I thank you. I thank the sacred painting, the sacred cards. Let me just show you what it looks like. This part is not yet dry, this water dot right here, but this is what your painting looks like. It turned out so beautiful. I love the combination of these colors. They're so beautiful to me. So yeah, I hope you had fun watching, my dear pile number 1, and I'll see you in the next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one, and with that said, I'll say bye. Hello and welcome, my loves. If you chose pile number 2, you chose this beautiful blue colored with silver foiling circle. I hope you guys can see. So I'm going to do a channeled mini heart painting. It's been a while since I did one of these. If you guys are new here, I am Mystique and I am an artist. So I basically fused spirituality with art, and watercolors are my divination tool. So you'll find a lot of watercolor readings on my channel, and this is one of them where I draw the energy on paper, paint the energy with watercolors, and channel messages as I paint. I hope this is a relaxing experience for you. So starting with your colors, immediately as I was preparing for you, pile number 2, I was hearing this song called Maroon. So I feel like your future spouse might have a message to give you in that song. The first color that I was taken to when I was opening my palette was this color right here, this one, which is indigo. It's one of my favorite colors, so that's why I have a huge blob of it on this palette. But I was taken to this color, and then I started hearing the song Maroon, and I realized, wait a second, these are different colors, but I feel like these two will be your colors, indigo and maroon. There's something to do with a burgundy shade. Maybe it's one of your favorite colors. Maybe you were drawn to pile number 1 because that color came out for pile number 1 as well. You guys are not expecting to fall in love with each other. You guys are not expecting it. It's like a happy coincidence that happens. One minute your future spouse is talking about how you guys are friends or how you are an acquaintance, and then on the other hand, they might be writing love poems about you. They might get very poetic, and I see like a bunch of your and your future spouse's friends make fun of them. Oh, we see you're in love with pile number 2 now. Oh, we see it. We see what's happening here. And it's that kind of a sweet vibe. This relationship is going to be very grounding, and your future spouse could be an earth sign like a Capricorn, Virgo, and your future spouse is somebody who's very focused on their career. So I feel like at the time you meet them, they are not looking for love, but it's like you guys are so unique and so beautiful, and of course your future spouse is in love with you. It's like they don't want to lose you, and they're like, oh my god, it's now or never. Like I have to propose, I have to do something, I have to reveal my feelings to pile number 1. And I see that your future spouse is going to be scared to do that, but they don't want to. I feel like they might suffer from a headache trying to think of ways to court you and to reveal, like how should I propose, like how should I, what should I say. They're trying to plan out everything in their head. I feel like they could be an overthinker. So if they are an overthinker, I'm getting a lot of Virgo energy, but they don't have to be. This is not for all of you. So for some of you, your future spouse could have some dominant Virgo energy in their chart. And I'm getting that at the end of the day, the more they tune to you, the more they ask themselves, oh, I'm thinking of all these ways to show pile number 2 that I love them, but if I was pile number 2, how would I want to be shown that I'm loved? And the moment they start asking those kind of questions, okay, if I'm pile number 2, what would I like? Would I like roses or would I like sunflowers? Which ones would I like better? Okay, sunflowers. Okay, cool. So it's a little bit like that. It's like they are learning you. They're learning you over and over and over again. They're learning to love you better, even before your relationship begins. I feel like they've had their sights on you, but they didn't focus, they didn't pay attention to the fact that they could have been in love with you, and then it gets unbearable. Like their heart is just like, aching in their chest, and it gets so unbearable. They're like, oh my god, I have to tell them, like I can't keep carrying these feelings inside me. And it's like a future spouse is preparing themselves, like, okay, if pile number 2 refuses, that's completely fine. They don't want to force you into a connection with them. They don't want to force you. They want you to choose them, to choose to love them. They don't want pity. They don't want you to say yes out of kindness, only yes out of love, only. So they appreciate the truth. There's somebody who's a sensitive emotional soul, and somebody who appreciates the truth. So the more honest, like they like direct and honest communication. I feel like that's how I also just received this, I just heard it. But every time somebody mentions you, like after they're in love with you and they know it, every time somebody even mentions your name, their heart is going to seize up, like their heart will start beating fast if somebody mentions your name in the room, even if they are not talking directly to your future spouse, and they're like, oh, pile number 2 does a great job with this, should we call pile number 2? Pile number 2 is really good at this job, and they are really good at managing. Maybe they could be a great manager or something like this. Okay, take it as it resonates. I'm not saying that you guys are all managers, but take it as it resonates. Like, and then people are talking about you in a good way, or they mention your name, and your future spouse immediately, like their heart kind of like seizes up like that, and it's beating fast, and they're like, calm down, we're in a meeting right now, just calm down. It's that kind of a vibe with your future spouse. Your future spouse is so cute. Oh my god. Even when you're not in the room, they're still in love with you. So let's see your cards. I'm going to show you what it looks like after the painting is dry. But let's look at your cards. Let's see how they describe you. How does pile number 2's future spouse describe them, please? Oh my god, we have justice reversed. You guys, if you guys ever get in a legal trouble or something, your future spouse is going to protect the hell out of you. They will do everything it takes. Like if you're in a lawsuit, if somebody's trying to get you in trouble, oh my god, the other person is the other person is the one who's in trouble. Because your future spouse will protect you. I see that somebody could try to harm you at the time you meet your future spouse. Maybe you guys are meeting your future spouse at a workplace or something, and you guys might not be that experienced, and your future spouse is, and your future spouse can see that the other person is trying to get you to do something bad, and then they'll frame you for it. And your future spouse is like, not on my watch, I'm watching here, that's not happening, not on my watch. I feel like your future spouse very quietly protects you. It's like they don't talk about you a lot. I'm not seeing that they are going to, use their words and be like, oh, pile number 2 is this and pile number 2 is that. It's like we know our worth and we don't need to, explain our relationship or explain ourselves to people. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, with the 5 of Wands reversed here. If somebody is trying to get you guys in trouble or get you guys into some kind of drama, like somebody's trying to pull you into some kind of controversy or something, and then your future spouse is like, no. Like at that time, I feel like your future spouse might come out and say positive things about you so that people won't think negatively of you just because you're embroiled in this drama, just because these people are trying to like create a certain negative image of you. I don't know why they're doing this, but they're trying to create a false image of you, and they're trying to frame you as like, oh, like pile number 2 is a bad person and blah blah blah. And your future spouse is like, really, keep your mouth shut. Your future spouse, how like the mother protects the family and the mother bird protects the nest. If somebody tries to harm the nest, or the mother bird will immediately come and like harm the human being who's doing that. So it's a little bit like that energy. 9 of Wands reversed. We have, oh my gosh, the most beautiful positive cards. You have the Sun and the Queen of Cups. Wow. Yes, I feel like this Queen of Cups energy is your future spouse's energy. Now, your future spouse could be a female or a male, but I always focus on energy, so I don't focus on gender. So take it as it resonates, as it applies to you. But I'm getting that your future spouse could be somebody who's like slow, they're working from the shadows, so nobody can see what they're doing. Nobody can see your future spouse's next move. And then your future spouse will like come out into the light and they're like, ta-da, ta-da, here we are, this is what I did. And then other people will be like, oh, checkmate, like one move in chess and then the game is over. And then the opponent was like, wait a second, what happened? They take like 10 minutes to try to understand the game, and they don't get that they got checkmated. And I feel like that's how those other people will be feeling that tried to harm you, with the 9 of Wands and 5 of Wands coming out reversed here. You're going to shine together for sure. Like there's some kind of fame or popularity that's associated with you. I feel like your union, your coming together is going to bring in a lot of good fortune, abundance, blessings back into your life. And I see that once you guys come into union, you guys are escalating in some way. You guys are climbing up the ladder, so to speak, in some way. Maybe this is at your work, or maybe it's your relationship going from the dating phase to the commitment phase, or from the commitment to the engagement, or from the engagement to the marriage phase. Like there's some kind of climbing up the ladder. And I feel like this experience, your future spouse is seeing you deal with this experience in an extremely mature way. And your future spouse will witness that and be like, wow, pile number 2 is such a beautiful soul. Like, they handle this in such a graceful, mature way. Like, they see that, they can see that these people are trying to get in your energy, pile number 2. They're trying to dim you in some way. They're trying to take something away from you, and then you stand your ground and you're like, no, 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 I'm not going to let this happen. So it's like your future spouse obviously has that kind of energy towards you, but you too have that energy towards yourself, because I feel like at that point in time, you've realized your worth and you don't allow anybody to walk all over you. Oh my God, confirmation if you can hear that. I don't know why there's so much traffic today. It's afternoon, like almost evening when I'm filming right now. But yeah. Anyway, I'm so sorry for the noise, you guys. You too have that energy, and your future spouse is going to see that you have that energy where you're very protective of yourself and you stand your ground. You stand up for people that you love, and your future spouse is like that. So it's like they see that, oh, pile number 2 is like me. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at you and they're realizing and seeing that you guys are actually very similar. I feel like at your workplace, or whatever you both of you do for a living, that could be different. Your future spouse could be in a creative field, you could be like a manager, director, something like that. Like, it's different, but on the inside, the way you approach relationships, the way you protect people that you love, I feel like family is very important to you, pile number 2. So, and it's the same with your future spouse as well. So you guys are going to be very protective of your children as well. Like, if somebody tries to F with your children, they're gone. They're finished. You guys also have a lot of power. I'm hearing power couple. You guys are going to be a power couple. You guys are a force of nature together. It's like you guys are invincible together. Nobody's going to be able to break you apart. I don't see any like third party people, people trying to get to you or your future spouse. Gone. And it's like your spirit guides are obviously protecting you, but you guys are so strong together and so strong individually that you don't even need it. You're like, we got this. I got this. We got this. That's the kind of energy. Your future spouse also wants to build a life with you. They want to build a life with you. I see your future spouse doesn't talk about you to strangers, or if somebody asks something about you, pile number 2, to your future spouse, and your future spouse they get uncomfortable when they are asked questions about your relationship and you, because they don't want to give away a lot of information. There's something here where it's like, if you guys are famous people or you get famous in the future, it's like, it's so important to keep your private life private. It's like, if you're a public figure, everybody knows everything. You know what I mean? So they don't want to turn your relationship into a public spectacle, into some kind of public entertainment, where everybody gossips. It's like they want to protect this relationship. This is a little bit similar to pile number 1, but take it as it resonates. If you were drawn to pile number 1, maybe you want to watch that, but only if you were drawn to it. If you were not, you don't have to. I'm also getting that you shine, and your future spouse knows and can see that there's jealous people around you that don't like the fact that you shine. Your future spouse knows how much you've been through to shine. I'm almost like feeling teary, feeling like I'm going to cry or something. So you guys have been through a lot to get to wherever you're going in the future. I feel like you're not there yet. Some of you could be, but I feel like most of you are not. And there's a bright future, obviously. There's a bright future in store for you. But I was saying that your future spouse doesn't talk about you to other people. I see that they'll describe you to their family, and their family might ask them, okay, why do you love pile number 2? And your future spouse doesn't even waste time explaining. They're like, I love pile number 2. End of story. He is the one I've chosen. They are the one I have chosen. And I feel like their family knows this, that your future spouse is going to respond like that, and they don't grill your future spouse. I feel like they will show their love to you in private, behind closed doors, if you know what I mean. So they'll be very touchy with you, they'll be very clingy with you. It's like with you, there's a different side that comes out to them. And then with the world, they are very, they have like a wall. They are very protective of themselves. They're very protective of you. They don't want anybody in their psychological space, you know. They don't want anybody knowing private details about them that they're not supposed to know. Yeah, for some reason I'm seeing some kind of a fertility. There is something that's going to be born, like an idea or something creative that's going to be birthed. This could be an actual baby, but for most of you it's not. For this is just like the creation or the birth of an idea. I am surprised that the Empress card didn't come out, but I'm getting that. Usually the Empress card, that's what it means, but I'm getting that from this Queen of Cups energy, where you guys will build a life together and you guys will be safe. You guys will be safe. I don't know why, but nighttime could be an important time for you guys, because everything I see, it's like it's happening in the night. So and the song Maroon that I mentioned by Taylor Swift, I think she talks about that in the song. The burgundy on my t-shirt when you splashed your wine into me, and the blood rushed to my cheeks, and it was maroon, I think, right? I think that's how the lyric goes, but I'll link it in the description so you guys can go hear it. Yeah, they'll also, if you are a woman watching this, they'll want to get you pregnant. Anyway, this is not an 18 plus reading, so I can't give you a lot of 18 plus details here. YouTube doesn't allow, it has very strict policy. But I have a lot of 18 plus readings. If you're interested in purchasing them, just let me know. You can email me at mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. Obviously, that's not necessary. This is only if you're curious, only for that. Because those are limited edition 18 plus readings, and some of them are still available. So you guys can reach out to me if you want. Completely optional. With the sunflowers here, I'm getting that you guys are the light of your future spouse's life. It's like they are very action oriented. They are not somebody who's going to speak with a lot of words, but they'll show you with their actions what they mean. And there will never be a day where you doubt that your future spouse loves you. I feel like even if you have a fight, and let's say like you're leaving, they'll be like, go home safely, text me when you get home, like that's the kind of, oh my god, your future spouse is so sweet and so mature. This is such a good energy to be in. And they immediately it's not like they forget about the fight, but they'll ask themselves, how do I need to improve? Like, did I make a mistake? There's somebody who's like that. So if you tell them, I would appreciate it if you don't do this, they'll keep that in mind and they won't do it again. They want to bring a lot of peace to your life. They don't want to add drama to your life. I think that's one of the biggest intentions for your future spouse. Yeah. I heard something else. What was it? You're very important to your future spouse. Very important. They're coming through to say, just tell pile number 2. They're very important to me. That's what they're saying. You are like the sun, pile number 2. Some of you could be Aries watching this, or Leos, or I'm not picking up a lot of Sagittarius energy, but Aries, Leo for sure, and some water energy. And your future spouse could be a mix of water and earth energy. This relationship will be very fair. Very fair. Now you might be thinking as you watch this reading, oh, I don't like this reading. The future spouse is, not going to describe me or whatever. It's okay, because tastes can change. Maybe you like this, how your future spouse is in the future. Maybe you realize that, oh, privacy is actually very important, and we shouldn't be divulging all of our details about our private relationship. So if there's some part of the reading that you don't like or you don't resonate with, or
there's something going on. Please remember that we are tapping into future energies and not current energies. So you don't have to like it right now, but the future you, the more mature you, the more awakened you might understand what this energy is about and will welcome that. So I'll show you what your painting looks like. Pile number 2, this is what it looks like. The sky could be important. Sky. I don't know why I said that. Maybe it will resonate with some of you. But yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by connecting on my email, which is mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the description so you guys can easily access it. I thank you. I take the time to thank all of the cards, all of the sacred water and watercolors, this painting. Thank you for giving me messages. I would like to thank all of your spirit guides, your future spouse, angels and sisters, whoever is here to allow me and to guide me throughout this reading. I thank you, and as always, I'm sending you my love. Pile number 2. Hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Bye. Hello and welcome, my dear loves. If you chose pile number 3 with this pink circle and with the silver frame, let's see how your future spouse would describe you. I feel like your future spouse is somebody who's very romantic, so I feel like the minute somebody asks your future spouse anything about you, they just whip out into some kind of a poetry. They might quote romantic poets or poets that are known for their romantic poetry, like Rumi or Pablo Neruda, with the 21 songs of despair, something like that. For some of you, I'm getting that your future spouse could be Spanish, but that's a very specific message, so please take that as it resonates. Something to do with Spanish and French, something to do with different languages. It's like you could be of a different language, like one part of the country, and your future spouse could be from a different part of the country. If you guys are from the same country or of the same ethnicity, I see that your future spouse could be somebody who's interested in different ways of communication, so they are very interested in language. And one of the ways they will reveal their love to you is by sending you poetry or writing poetry. Maybe they write poetry. I'm getting a lot of Libra energy. Your future spouse is very romantic, very romantic. I feel like your future spouse experiences falling in love with you, and it's like a fire spreading in a forest that is dry. Now, a dry forest, the fire spreads very quickly through a dry forest. If the forest is very green, the fire could take some time because the wood can be moist and wet. But in a forest that is dry, everything acts like a fuel, right? Acts like a fuel to the fire. So there's something about that. Like, you're the fuel to my fire. That's what your future spouse is saying. Huh. Okay. There's something very magical about you and ethereal about you to your future spouse. And they're saying that I could try to describe you. I could try. I really could. But language is not enough. A new language must be invented for you. I just heard a new language must be invented for a goddess like you. Your future spouse has a lot of respect for women. Lot of respect for women. I'm seeing like an S, like a snake. Maybe some of your names start with an S. I'm seeing lightning as well. Like I'm seeing different climatic conditions like snow and winter and summer and spring. Like spirit is showing me season by season. I don't know why. You guys are spending a lot of seasons together. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at your cards and try to get some more information because we are nosy. How will pile number 3's future spouse describe them to other people? Okay. Let's go. Okay, we have 6 of Pentacles reversed. We have 2 of Wands upright. We have the Chariot reversed. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the Empress upright, the Hanged One upright, the World reversed. When you meet your future spouse, some kind of a cycle is ending in your life. There is some kind of a cycle that is ending in your life. I'm also seeing that the people around you might think that you guys might not fall in love with each other, or there's something dissimilar, because in the Chariot also, if you know, in the traditional tarot card, there are 2 sphinxes. I think that's what they're called, but they are usually depicted as like black and white, meaning that they are the 2 polarities of the universe, the opposite energies of the universe. But the person who's driving the chariot is the one who's in control. So it's like, I'm the one who's in control. I'm driving this, you know. I'm in control of my life. I'm powerful. And in the World card as well, there are these coefficients that represent the polarities and the dualities of the universe. So I feel like sometimes the fact that you guys are dissimilar could be I don't want to say it leads to a point of conflict, but it's like something that adds spice to the relationship. Some of you might not like to hear that, but I feel like this relationship is going to bring a lot of growth into your life and into your future spouse's life. Like I'm seeing both of you learn a lot from each other, especially if you guys are from a different country and then they are from a different country. So it's like you guys have to learn about their culture, learn about each other's language and maybe religion, maybe, you know, what are the values of the people from their country. It's like you're learning each other and there is a learning curve that's there. But I feel like you guys will get along very well once that phase is over, because I feel like the romance here is so intoxicating and so beautiful that I just noticed here that there, in this card, the Hanged Man, this is the Hanged Man, it's called the Hanged One here, but in this card there are these strings, and it's almost like, in one way you can look at it as the bird is being trapped with strings, but in another way this bird is actually being held by the strings. If it wasn't for the strings, maybe it would fall down. So I feel like your future spouse talks about you in a way that they might playfully tease you in public. They might playfully, this is only in front of family. They are not trying to make fun of you or humiliate you, and they are not going to do that in front of strangers. Okay, so I just want to say that before. This is only with close people. Like they'll tease you. Maybe you're somebody who is more, I'm just getting a lot of Aries energy from your future spouse. Like sometimes Aries people will do that. Like they'll say something that is provocative. You know, they like to tease their partners a lot, and they'll be like, oh, really? You wanted to try that? Really? You know, it's like that. There's this YouTuber couple, Sheena? I think her name is Sheena. and she does this videos with her husband, and it's that kind of a dynamic. And her husband is always like, I saw this shot on YouTube where Sheena was straightening her hair and then curling it, okay? So her future spouse comes in and is like, wait a second, if you wanted to curl your hair, why did you straighten it? And it's so funny. Like, it's not going to sound funny as I describe it, but if you guys Google Sheena, you guys will know, Sheena. Like, it's that kind of playfulness. So don't get offended, because it's not, you know, in a negative way. He's not trying to put her down. He's just like very playful. He's like, what are you doing? Are you okay? Like, this is how he talks. Yeah, I was taken to that couple. Like, there's a lot of playful energy here. There's a lot of like non-serious energy here. Like, you guys are like birds that flock together. What is that phrase? Birds that fly together, stay together? No, it's not that, is it? It's wrong. But you see how there's two birds here and there's one bird here. That is the Empress. God, this card is just so pretty. Again, if you are the female watching this, I feel like your future spouse is going to describe you as somebody who's so beautiful. And I feel like you don't agree, but your future spouse is like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're the most beautiful woman to me. There's a lot of, they're very taken by your beauty, especially if you guys are of different ethnicities. You don't have to be, but I feel like they look at you as somebody who's exotic, you know. They are looking at you as somebody who is fated to meet them. Your future spouse might believe in fate. They might believe that you came to them for a reason. You came in their life for a reason. And I see that they will say this when somebody asks them about you or about your relationship. They'll say something very cheesy like, oh, we were destined to meet, you know, we were fated, we are star-crossed lovers. And I'm seeing that you are going to roll your eyes at their cheesiness. You're going to be like, oh, there you go again. But you love it inside. But it's not expressed outwardly for some reason. Yeah, I feel like this is very much your energy. Like, you could be restricted. I feel like if somebody asks you to describe your future spouse, you might not say too much, just because, you know, you don't want to reveal details about your private life. But your future spouse is going all out. Your future spouse will be like, oh, we are destined to meet, we love each other so much. And they're so dramatic. They're like, it's very much like a Leo Libra kind of energy. Like, if you had Leo Libra in one chart and in one person, how dramatic would they be with their love, you know? Like, that's the kind of energy I'm getting from here. And I feel like even if there are people that are talking negatively about you and are trying to, I'm so sorry for the noise, you guys. I don't know what is going on. Why are they doing this right now when I'm filming? So frustrating. But if somebody tries to talk negatively about you, pile number 3, I see your future spouse is going to take a stand, but they are not somebody who's going to get angry at the other person. They are just going to put them in their place in a very polite, graceful way. They are going to put this person in their place in a graceful, polite way. They are not somebody who is going to try to, you know, attack. They're not somebody who's aggressive. Your future spouse is somebody who is like a peace-loving person, and they will not be offensive. They'll guard your honor. They'll guard your heart. They'll guard and protect your energy, but they don't feel like it's necessary to attack somebody to do it, you know, because then you just become like those people. So your future spouse is going to be somebody who is very vigilant. They're going to watch out for you. They're going to protect you. Like, they're watching, you know, they're watching people around you and like your interactions and everything. I feel like they could be watching you when you speak to other people. I feel like they just like watching you. There's that element there, because they're trying to they don't want you exposed to bad people with bad energies, like narcissistic people and people that have no empathy. So they might protect you. So if they say don't speak to this person, if your future spouse says, don't speak to this person, it's in your best interest to not speak to that person, because that person will not have a good energy. And I feel like your future spouse is also, they can sense energy in that way. I don't know how spiritual your future spouse is, but they'll know that somebody is toxic. They'll know that somebody is trying to cause you harm or cause you pain. They'll know that. So they are going to try their best to keep you away from those kind of people in the first place. Like they won't even let them ask anything or talk anything. They don't give any details about you or your relationship to them. They just try to get them out of both of your energies and both of your lives altogether. That's what I'm getting from the hangman here as well. They love being in love with you. And I feel like the people that know your future spouse, like their family or their friends, I'm getting their friends mostly, their friends are going to look at your future spouse and be so happy that your future spouse is in love with you, that they finally found you. So it's almost like these friends of theirs, they know your future spouse and they know that you're a good person. They can feel it too. They can inherently feel that. So they are not going to ask too many questions to your future spouse, because they can see just how happy both of you are with each other, the way both of you take each other. So they are not doing, so I don't see like a nosy energy from your future spouse's friends. Like these friends have such good energy. Like these are good people that your future spouse has in their life, So I don't see that they are going to try to interfere with the relationship or something. Yeah. Let me get some more cards for you. Do we have anything about how... Oh my god. Okay. So we have two cards. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Four of Cups reversed. Six of Swords. Okay. There could be somebody who is a family member, just one family member, one person. If it's not a family member, it's one person who's toxic and they don't want you guys to be together. Like this person is going to try to pull you apart, but I see that this person is not going to succeed. There's something toxic about this person. It's like whatever bad energy they are throwing at you is going to be returned back to them, and it's like it's going to backfire. Like if they had a plan to mess something that you did up, or to spill your hard work down the drain, pile number 3, I see that's it's coming back to them. And I feel like you might not even know, because you are the... oh my god, wait, oh my god, yeah, you're pile number 3, and the third card is the Empress in the deck. You guys, oh, you guys are so blessed and so protected. So this person, it's like you are coming out on top, and this person is not going to be able to win. Those toxic females in those TV shows or K-dramas, if you watch those, and there's this toxic females that will be jealous of the main character. And I feel like you're the main character, and then these people are side people trying to be the main character. They're trying to be you, but they're not doing a good job at it. And your future spouse is like kind of laughing at them, like, oh, look at them trying to be like pile number 3. My pile number 3 is one of a kind, My pile number 3 is the only one that exists in existence. So they're all mine, and you don't get this. So it's like, bye. You're in your Empress energy, so you're automatically protected. It's like you have so much love for yourself, you have so much self-love that in and of itself will function like a protective spell almost. Like this person is not going to be able to get to you, and this person could try to talk something negative about you and try to spread like false rumors, but everybody is going to be on your side, and everybody is going to look at this person and be like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking this way about pile number 3? Pile number 3 is so precious. Pile number 3 is so adorable. Pile number 3 is so cute. They're so hardworking. They're so kind. They're so polite. And then everybody is going to look at this person as like, what is wrong with you? what is wrong with you, huh? Like, and they are not going to like that. But pile number 3, that's none of your business, so just don't need to focus on this energy. I don't know why this is even coming out. This is so redundant. Your future spouse is somebody who likes to pour a lot of love into you. They might like to write notes to you directly. They might write love poems. They might have a book that they give you that is full of poems. You guys might, there's something about writing and words that's important here. So there could be a lot of air energy. I'm picking up specifically Libra and Gemini. But there could also be some Leo energy, some Pisces energy. Just a little bit, not too much. But these signs don't have to be it. This is just the energy I'm speaking of. So just because I said a zodiac sign doesn't mean that that's what it is. 3 cups. Again, in this card, it is the 4 of cups, but there are 3 cups here, and you see there's 3 here. So 3 is some kind of an important number, and we have 2 6s here, and 3 plus 3 is 6. And then 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 3. If you have 6 times 3, that will be 12, which is this card right here. So there's 3 is some kind of a transformative important number for you guys. Yeah, so that's how your future spouse is going to be descriptive. I asked for like how they are going to describe you to other people, but your future spouse was so adamant. They were like, why do I need to tell other people that they love you? They'll be expressing all of that to yourself. And I see your point. I see you, I see you thinking like, okay, but my future spouse should be somebody who expresses love, in front of other people. But your future spouse is like, in a relationship, it's more important that you feel loved by them instead of them going around and telling everybody that they love you, because sometimes that can be fake and can be used in a manipulative, narcissistic way, where in front of people they will be different and then in private they're different. You know what I mean? Like, some people do that. So just be careful, pile number 3. If your future spouse is not like that, that's what they are coming through to say. This is what your painting looks like, pile number 3. I hope you had a good time listening to this reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me. I'll leave my email address in the description, but it's mystiquetarot28@gmail.com, and I'm taking the time to thank all of the cards, to thank the sacred painting, the water and the watercolors for allowing me to tap into the energy and to do this reading for you. I thank you, your future spouse, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, all of the light beings that helped me channel for this reading today. And yeah, with that said, hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. And with that said, bye.